I just wanna see, I just wanna see the light. I just wanna see, I just wanna see the light. I just wanna see, I just wanna see the light. I just wanna see the light.
So here we are, another with another Poke Design episode, and I'm actually kind of excited about this one because it's got some interesting things to talk about in terms of Pokemon Go. So why this video is slightly different is it's broken down into 3 categories of things that I really feel that need to be talked about right now in this moment in terms of Pokemon Go. But putting that aside, this actually is pretty exciting. We've got an interview kind of at the earliest stages of the beginning of the week indicating something is coming soon. Is it Gen 2? Is it trading? Is it battling? I have no idea, but in this episode of Poke Design, I'm going to break down some of my thoughts as to how I think it might be implemented, and also share a little bit of design that I've done to kind of mock what I think trading might work, the way it might work. So straight away, boom, here it is right here to my left, your right, is a design I've been working on, which is essentially what would be accepting a trade. The screen, or at least a mock-up idea of how I feel it should look like, or could look like, if you're accepting a trade with somebody or initiating a trade. Basically, my vision, if I just move to the left, this is an example of what it would look like if you go to a Pokestop and you want to make a trade. My belief is that the trading system will be almost like an auction house. So you go to a Pokestop and there is X amount of trades available to make. Now, what that does is it offers you a unique opportunity to be able to go for the specific Pokemon that you want or you're interested in. And the way it would work is, as you can see on the design, is there are times above Plusle and also Celebi. Those times are a countdown indicator which lets you know how long is left for an active trade. My theory is that maybe trade sort of transactions have a cooldown, so you would have like 10 minutes per trade, and anybody passing that Pokestop has within that 10 limit time band to initiate with that trade if they want to, say, yes, I would like to trade this Pokemon for that Pokemon, and so on and so forth. Now, there's a couple of things that people are really concerned with such a theory, or at least things that could get in the way. One is people having 100% IV Pokemon, and I've heard so many things about that. I have my own thoughts about that. Another thing also is the idea that should trades happen in person or should they happen globally? My opinion is that Niantic should utilize a technology that Nintendo Company, Game Freak, Pokemon Company already used in the original franchises when they had the global trade network. Now, that global trade network lasted for a certain amount of years. It worked in such a way that you could go online to the global trade website, which the URL still exists for that. I'll drop it in the link, but it doesn't work anymore. But you could actually watch trades happening. I remember watching some of those trades when I was younger, thinking, oh my gosh, the Pokemon that I just saw somebody trade, like shiny Pokemon, rare Pokemon, Tyrogue, Celebi was being traded, Entei, Squeakoon, Ryoku, all of those Pokemon, which are some of my favorites, Zapdos, which is also one of my favorites, were being traded on this global network. If Niantic implemented such a feature, I think it would help, especially for people who otherwise don't really have access to travel far outside of their sort of their locale. So yeah, I have another idea too. Now, literally, this idea hit me right as I'm standing here and would make so much sense, which would be to have local trading posts. And the way that these would work is maybe they're broken down by region or city, and basically everyone within those regions. So, okay, say I'm in London. Anybody within the London borough would be able to access this regional trade post, and you'd be able to see all the active available trades that are open to you as a trainer if you're looking for certain types of Pokemon. I think what this does is maybe make it more secure so that weird things don't happen internationally. It also allows for more control on a regional level for Niantic. I guess it means they would have to implement more staff in some of these cities. That's a theory, it could be expanded upon more. But if you guys have any ideas, drop them in the comment section below, because I'm really interested, and this conversation could span on 4 days. There's lots of coding implementations, there's lots of ideas in terms of dynamics and how some of this stuff could work. The next part of this video is events. Oh my gosh, this is an element that I'm really excited about. The idea of at least legendary events. We'll get to rare events at some other video, at some other stage, but legendary events. Now, the scope for legendary events is huge because it's going to have a ton of people in one place all at once. The other thing about legendary events is I think it requires a lot more organization, literally with cities, governments, or councils, or whatever government bodies are in everybody's countries. When I think about it on sort of my local or regional area, I think there are 2 ways that Niantic could do it. They can either make it a seriously huge big thing that I guess cities would benefit from, or they could just make it a global event that you can catch the legendary Pokemon anywhere at a specific time all around the world. And what that would mean is, if I'm in a village, maybe I have an item, or maybe everybody who plays Pokemon Go in that village needs to do something to interact with the Pokestops, which means people would be going out, interacting with the environments to spawn that legendary Pokemon where they live. Great thing about that is that it limits traffic within specific areas of cities or towns or countries on a whole. It means, for example, if I live in my town here, a group of us can get together, we can activate Mewtwo here for us. So it means that the people that would be in this area would be attracted to just catching Mewtwo right here in this specific locale, if we're looking at it on a map scale. That also means that the same thing can happen across the pond if we're going to the USA, and we're in California, for example, and we're going to, I don't know, Rancho Cucamonga or Pasadena. It means those 2 counties would have their own way of spawning Mewtwo, or maybe Lugia or Celebi, and it's time limited. So Niantic would say, okay, this Pokemon can be caught between this date and this date, giving people enough time, if you work or have some other obligation or responsibility, a chance to catch it. Or it means it could be within these 2 dates, activated at any time, and wherever you are, everybody has a chance to catch it. Those are my theories.